Hi guys, today I want to talk to you a little bit about argument writing. Today we're going to write an argument paragraph. It's just a snippet of what we're going to be working on later for our argument essay. With the argument essay, instead of having a thesis statement, we have a claim statement, and then we bring in evidence that supports our claim. We have something called a counterclaim, which is where we see the opposition. We acknowledge that there is a different side to what we are arguing. And then we have our rebuttal. And the rebuttal is used to go back to support our claim, to basically cut down the counterclaim. So yesterday you worked with the article, Much Too Young to Work So Hard. What I want you to do is I want you to use that article and I want you to pull out citations on this side. So I gave you reasons. What are reasons about child labor? So we're looking at bad, dangerous working conditions, long work hours, punishment, treated harshly, very little pay, and lack of education. So you should be able to go back into the article and pull out evidence. Remember, when we pull out evidence, we want to make sure that we have our citation and then our parenthetical. So you're going to want to do like line 45. So I know where you got that information from. Once you gather all your information, then we are going to work on the argument paragraph. So I have a sample paragraph for you here. You can use some of it, but what I want to do is I want to go through and pick apart the prompt and the Pearl. All right, so we're looking at the effects of child labor, the effects of child labor. We want to argue that there are negative effects of child labor. So we want to say in the article, Much Too Young to Work So Hard by Naoki Tanaka. This is called an attribute. You want to start your paragraph by introducing the title and the author. There you go, that's the attribute. The effects of child labor are explored. So this is kind of like the point of our Pearl. Now, it is evident that there are several negative effects on child labor. This right here in an argument essay, this is called our claim. This is our claim statement. So now what we have to do in our Pearl is we have to support that. One of the most important reasons that child labor has a negative effect is because of the lack of education. So what I did here is I picked one of these from the graphic organizer. Lack of education the children receive. According to the text, remember this is our transition. According to the text, that's our transition. This is our direct evidence. So transition into our direct evidence. According to the text, many were illiterate and had never attended school. This is important because here is another sentence stem. This is important because this is our transition. This is important because it shows that children were not given the opportunities and lack of school made them easier to control. There is, oops, what did I do? Hold on a second. Easier to control. I don't know why it's not highlighting, but anyways, okay. Even though the effects are negative, there are some people who believe that child labor is actually beneficial. This is called our counterclaim. We're seeing the opposite side of what we're arguing. So even though the effects are negative, some people, oops, why is that doing that? Oh, highlight. Let's do this. All right, so this is called our counterclaim. One example is that children are able to financially help their family. Tanaka says that those who believe say that their work is necessary to support their impoverished families. So what this is doing here is this is bringing in direct evidence that supports our counterclaim. This may be true. However, there are more negative effects. We're going to go back to our claim. So I want to do this purple. That's our rebuttal. All right. Can I do this purple? Purple. All right. This may be true. However, there are more negative effects, such as the children being treated harshly and punished. This right here, this is called our rebuttal. All right. This is important because, so what we have here is let's see, in an argument essay, we're going to have our claim, which is our side. So this right here, it is evident that there are several negative effects of child labor. That is our claim. That is what we are going to support. Then we're going to bring in evidence to support our claim, analyze that evidence. Then we have something called a counterclaim. This acknowledges the other side. Okay, so there's not only one side to an argument. You are saying that it's negative. There are some people who will believe that there are positive effects. So our counterclaim acknowledges the fact that there are people who see the other side. All right, so this is important. See, even though the effects are negative, there are some people who believe that child labor is actually beneficial. That's your counterclaim. You still have to bring in evidence to support that counterclaim. And then what we do is we have a rebuttal or a rebut. And what this rebuttal does is it brings in support for your claim and shuts down the counterclaim. All right, so please use this as your model when you're writing your argument paragraph. We need our attribute, so you want to start the same way I did. In the article, Much Too Young to Work So Hard by Naoki Tanada, the effects of child labor are exploited. It is evident that there are several negative effects of child labor. You can use that exact same claim. Then you're going to go back up to your graphic organizer. You're going to pick from this side, and then you're going to bring in evidence to support it. Analyze that evidence, move down to your counterclaim, where you're going to acknowledge the other side. Again, you can use the exact same thing that I did. Even though the effects are negative, there are some people who believe that child labor is actually beneficial. You can use that exact same counterclaim. I'm fine with that. Go back in and bring in information that supports that claim. Why do they think it's beneficial? This right here, our rebuttal, make sure you break down that counterclaim and support your claim once again. Please make sure that you fill out this side of your graphic organizer. You're looking for evidence. You're looking for evidence here that supports each one of these. You're going to go down, you're going to write your argument paragraph, and then submit it back to me. If you have any questions, please make sure that you reach out via Schoology.